G'day guys, Jeff Bryko here from ADB Magazine. I'm coming to you from the new 26 Triumph TF 250E, TF 450E launch here in beautiful Victoria. The rains have just started. I'm drenched, but I've had a really, really good day. Huge thanks to Triumph for having us out. I know this is a big step into the enduro market for them, so they're super excited, we're super excited, and it's been a really, really fun day. We're here at Star of the Glen complex property in Bonnie Doon. Can't say enough for their hospitality and everything they've done for us, so massive thanks to them. And yeah, let me tell you about the bike. So I'll start off with the 250. I've been really interested and excited to ride this bike because I like the whole concept of the alloy frame. I'm a huge fan of the KYB. One thing I didn't know was how much different this bike was to the motocross platform. I was under the impression they just bolted headlight, tail light onto the motocross 250F. It's not the case at all. They've changed all kinds of stuff. Forks are a little bit shorter, spring rates are softer, obviously for enduro. The motor, more crank mass, so more inertia, and swing arms are longer. That's across both bikes as well, actually. And yeah, I have really nothing bad to say about this bike, in all honesty. I gelled with it right away. It's got great power, great torque for a 250F. And yeah, I mean, just the easiest way I can explain it is the bike is just really easy to ride. The KYB suspension is really nice, and the rear shock gets really, really good traction. And yeah, I have nothing bad to say about it, in all honesty. I'm just really, really happy with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the 250. I would happily own one of these, no problem at all. And then getting on to the 450, it's very much of the same. There is a big jump between power between the two when you back-to-back them. Obviously, nobody is going to just buy one and then buy the other together, I don't think. But the 450, on an Enduro 450, you want that nice, mellow, linear power curve so that it doesn't just rip out of your hands. And this motor package is very much like that. They showed us the dyno curve last night. Super, super linear power and torque, and it shows on the trail. Great traction. I've mucked around a little bit with the maps and the traction control and stuff like that. I preferred it just in the standard mode, which is the aggressive mode, I guess. And in the conditions today, which as you can tell, it's pretty wild out there, the bike got excellent traction, very, very manageable power. But then again, if you get on the gas, there's plenty there. And yeah, so again, much like the 250, I really don't have a lot to complain about with this bike. I am very, very surprised with the platform for their first go. I know they've spent a lot of time developing it in Europe and that sort of stuff, and it shows because you just get on them and you just ride. We set the sags up this morning at 107, 108-ish, and just away we went. I did lap times on the little sprint tests that I made on both. 132.1 on this, 132.2 on this. That was pretty cool. A little bit more about the 250 specifically. If you think they've just bolted or just made the the motocross version into an enduro bike, that's not the case at all. They've actually dedicated a team to building 250F Enduro and 450 Enduro bikes as their own identity. So for example, the motor has a different crankshaft in it, which is actually heavier than the 250 motocross engine. And that is to create inertia and essentially make the bike smoother power delivery, more planted, and just easier on the rider. And it shows because honestly, this bike, you can come out of the corner and just give it a handful of throttle and it just tracks perfectly straight. And having that little bit more restricted feel, I think, is really good and makes it really confidence inspiring when you're out on the trail, especially today when it was nice and slippery. Even the little details like the engine stay, they're different to the motocross versions. The exhaust is different as well. Obviously it's got the muffler has more volume, so it meets the noises, emissions and sound for the enduro events. And yeah, I mean, this bike is just incredibly easy to ride. Suspension's a bit more plush. It's just said it before, say it again. It's just really easy to ride. And then as far as the 450 goes, same thing again. Bigger crank, more inertia, smoother delivery, more rider friendly. And then they've just created this really nice power curve that is just super, super mellow at points, but you can make it aggressive. And so for me, that makes it confidence inspiring to ride. And when you have a bike that just, rather than it riding you, and you feel like you can be on top of it and you're on top of the power, you're the one that's doing the work rather than it, you know, determining where you're going to be, the ride becomes so much more enjoyable. And that's exactly what I found today. And the conditions out there were pretty gnarly, in all honesty. We had a lot of mud, a lot of water running down the trails, and a lot of rain in the eyes. So, and yeah, I've just had a really fun day of just riding dirt bikes in the mud, playing in the mud. It's what it's all about. So yeah, I'm full credit to Triumph for bringing out these two bikes. I am really impressed. I thoroughly enjoyed both bikes, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like, if you want a good, fun product, yeah, maybe go for your Triumph, you never know. So huge thank you to Triumph Australia for having us out, the crew here at Star Glen, ADV Magazine for having me involved doing this. I love it. And you know, thank you to everybody that helps me out. My Alpine Stars jacket got a serious working to today. And yeah, just thank you everybody for being involved with it all, and keep an eye out in the next mag for the stories. And yeah, let's go riding.